and make sure that it goes. All right. It says we are live. I am going to make sure, though, that is public, Jen, because I've done that before on accident. Oh, let's give it a second to catch up. Let's give a chance for some people to jump in. All right. Yep. I don't know why it always goes private. All right. We are ready now. We are visible to everybody as they join in. It's no longer private. I'm like, why is it not showing? All right. So as I get the screens up, Jen, I'm so excited to have you here. And we're going to see who joins us when you are on. Please hashtag Live Squad. If you watch on the replay, please hashtag replay so that we can acknowledge you, so that we can connect with you. We are so excited to have you here. How are you doing today, Jen?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me tonight. How about you?
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm good. Today just flew by. I can't believe how quickly it went, yet we are here and we are ready to do this live. So you may have seen this Transcend segment before, and you and I have conversations frequently, so you know how things go. The only scripted question that I ask, mom mode. Yeah, yep, that's good. You can. The only scripted question that I ask is, when you hear the word transcend, what comes to mind?
I think the word that immediately comes to mind is transformation. That's kind of the first thing, that pops into my head. And just kind of shedding and letting go of, maybe an older version of yourself and stepping into a new version of yourself.
I like that definition. I don't know that one's been said already. This is only Talk 19, yet I don't think I've heard it put that way. And I really appreciate it. I'm going to have to go back and capture it on the replay. And I see, hi, Jasmine. Hi, Yvette. How are you all? Thank you so much for joining us. And you mentioned something that is super profound. And I'm privy to know a little bit of the backstory. But when you say, stepping into new, tell me how that resonates with you. Tell us how that resonates with you. I like hearing it.
Well, I think the bigger picture is, for me personally, stepping out of an older identity. And that is a career that I aligned myself with and identified myself with for so many years of my life, through college, through careers, through having kids, and up until, the end of 2020, leaving that behind and fully stepping into the role of an entrepreneur and a business owner. And I felt for so long I had one foot on both sides of that, one foot in, one foot out. And that transformation for me was jumping fully into my business and making that change in the role of what I do and how I align myself with and identify myself.
Yes. Like, people think, and we don't want to minimize it, because it is, there's a lot of uncertainty, when you decide to go into entrepreneurship, when you leave a career that you've been in for so long, and you studied for it, you paid for it, you put in so many hours into it, you sacrifice so much of your personal time and family time and time as a mother and all of these things. And then you one day just kind of wake up and say, this is no longer for me, right? And then sometimes that feeling builds up over time, because you don't always just stop what you're doing, right? Yeah. But you just kind of grow into it, knowing there's something more, but then you go on a purposeful journey to figure out what that more is. And what you do now as a Pinterest strategist is not your first business, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, where I stand today is something that's probably a good 10 years in the making, because I started seeking out other online opportunities. When I became a mom, my daughter is 10. And when I became a mom, I it was that whole change of, I don't want to be the career person. I don't want to be the career mom. I don't want to leave her. I want to be home.
Mhm.
And so that's when I started seeking other opportunities.
Mhm.
And from that, initially started a blog. This was a good 10 years ago, figured out, back then, coding it and
Yeah.
writing the posts for it and the
Yeah.
keyword research for it and ranking
Yeah.
it on Google. And back then you could rank your site on Google differently, a little easier than it is now. And, I figured out a way to get some passive income from Google AdSense back then.
Right.
And that was like my first like aha moment that there is something to this online space.
Yeah.
But then from there, it was just a matter of like changes in the platforms, the algorithms,
Mhm.
changes in life, questioning, is this really something I can do?
Mhm.
I'm not making enough to be able to be home. So,
Mhm.
you kind of dive back into what you know. And
Yes.
that's what I found myself doing off and on over the last 10 years with the blog, and then let it go and then went back to work. And then just dove into work and kind of settled for a while.
Yes.
So yeah, and off and on, just trying to figure out, what it like, just always having that pull on your heart,
Yeah.
that pull of, I'm doing this because I thought I was supposed to be doing this. I'm doing what
Right.
I thought I was supposed to do every single day. And, there's something more out there for me. I know there
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
And so you just having just a couple aha moments at work, and that secure job that everybody tells you to go get isn't
Right.
so secure.
Man.
And that's what led me to ultimately starting in a VA program, seeking out opportunities there, and then I guess gradually trying to find myself off and on over 2 years before I really dove into what I do now in Pinterest.
Yes.
And then taking that step into that niche and really starting to realize that that is in alignment with my strengths and who I am and how I serve my clients.
I love that. And Libby has joined us. Hey, Libby, thank you so much for tuning in. So, when you talk about, where you landed now, acknowledging you tried a number of things while you were still working full time, right? And
Mhm.
I'm all about sharing the process, not just the wins. We see a lot of success stories and then get frustrated with people when they're like, it's not working for me. We're like, of course it didn't. Right? Like, it's not that you had a crazy ambitious goal that couldn't be reached. It's the expectation and when,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yep.
the expectation and when, not what it is, the expectation and when. And it's because unfortunately not enough entrepreneurs are being a demonstration of the process to the
Yes.
win. And so I appreciate you being transparent and sharing more of that. So let's get into Pinterest, because I think the people are
Yeah.
on, they're like, when are we going to talk
Where we
about the
talk about
Pinterest stuff?
it.
We have to get to know the person. I mean, come on, people. So as you talk about your journey, Google AdSense and then the SEO and then and Pinterest, and now literally like you have walked away, you resigned from your career and you are now a Pinterest strategist. I like to say the Pinterest strategist because you are the Pinterest strategist that I know.
Uh-huh.
And so like the Pinterest strategist, awesome content that you put out for us here on Facebook, super dynamic on Instagram, and like everything that you share is so practical. Like we can totally do it. So tell us more about your business as it pertains to Pinterest, and then drop some gems on us. And I'm sure I'll be triggered to ask some follow-up questions.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, with my business, for Pinterest, I actually niched into it because it combines some strengths from other businesses that I tried before. So I still get to do the SEO because Pinterest is a visual search engine. So to get your content found for people to find you, you have to be able to figure out the right keywords and the strategy behind how those keywords work to pull the right people off of the platform into your website. So the SEO is a piece of it. The creativity part of it with the pin design was another piece of it. And then what I love most of all is the overall strategy. And that's something I have learned as I've started to work with more and more clients, that every single client I work with has a completely different goal. They're on a different mission, but they're all on a mission And their goal might be a simple, like grow my email list, or, grow my Facebook group, or grow my audience, or, more sales. But at the end of the day, my clients are all on a mission to make an impact. So that email list is going to represent how that business owner, how my client can then go on to serve and impact an exponential amount of other people
Yeah.
through their content, through their mission. And that's one of the things that I find myself, I get to stand behind that, and I get to amplify that through what just Pinterest, but through Pinterest, to bring their people to them so that they can then grow and build and then make a bigger impact.
That is so significant. And I'm always enamored at the whole concept of SEO and keywords. And I don't think enough of us pay enough attention, right, to how important that is to be found, right?
Yeah.
For our business to be found, for our information to be found, for our content, our pictures, our captions, or whatever it is that we're publishing online. It doesn't just appear to everybody. There
Mm-hmm.
are certain things that drive that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. And that's kind of where you get into the nuances of, figuring out, pulling the right language that your customers are using. So, when it comes to your customer journey, which is the whole part of the strategy, and I love thinking about and working with my clients on, is, with the people that they are serving, they in their business are solving problems. So I always talk about, look at who you're serving, look at the problem that you're solving, and who is your person, your ideal person.
Yeah.
They have a problem. They're going to Pinterest to find a solution to that problem. What phrases, what language, what terms are they entering into that search bar? Because those
Mm.
initial phrases, with Pinterest being a search engine, Pinterest goal is to help them find what they're looking for. So that's how you need to, look at figuring out how you can meet them where they're at on that journey. So if you have a specific offer that maybe is a little bit more on the entry level side, you'll be able to meet them right in the beginning of that journey, and you'll be able to nurture them through the longer term. So those keywords are crucial, because you find the right words that your people are using, you're going to pull the right people into your audience, into your world.
And when we talk about right people, right, for those who are watching who may not be as online business savvy, and they might think they know the right people or that they have the right people, what is your definition of the right people so they can strengthen or be affirmed in their definition?
I would say the right people are your ideal clients that you are solving the problems for. So your people are your target audience, the people that are coming to you for the solution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where you're trying to match up your solution, your offer. How does that match up to what they're searching for, and how they seek out that solution when they're problem solving and searching?
Oh, that's so good. And then I'm going to go so far as to say, from the sales standpoint, the right people are the
Yeah.
people who are buying with you, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
people who are absolutely turning to you over any other possible business provider solution. The right people are choosing you and are investing their money, their time, right? Their aspiration, their goal, their dream. They're entrusting it with you so that it
Yes.
happens, so that it manifests, so that they can have all the things in play to follow through. So using these keywords, identifying who your ideal customer is so that you can speak their language is
Yes.
what's going to help you manifest, right? Not only a solution to your customer, but we go into business not just for the autonomy, but for revenue as well. So you're going to get money
Yeah.
when you're speaking the right language to your customer. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Let's talk more about, you mentioned the journey, right?
Mhm.
What is the customer journey? Some people may not be familiar with that. What is the customer journey?
So the customer journey is basically the steps that your customer takes, um, even before they meet you, to the moment that they say yes to you.
Mm-hmm.
They say yes to you multiple steps along the way. So the customer journey really begins when your ideal person goes to Pinterest and starts searching for a solution. And
Mm.
that's where those keywords come in, because that's the initial part of your overall customer journey and sales funnel. So
Mhm.
customer journey is another way of saying your sales funnel or process for your customers.
Yes.
So that's kind of the first step, is they are searching for a solution. And not only that, they are ready to take action. They aren't scrolling on social. They are coming with a frame of mind of, I need to solve this problem. And they might not even know specifically what the problem is, but they're
Hmm.
going to keep looking until they find something that they think is of value to them. So
Hmm.
that's where, when you create content for Pinterest in the form of those pins, those keywords are on the pins themselves. So Pinterest helps to rank those pins for those keywords, and you show up in somebody's search feed. If they're looking for something specific, the designs that you have on your pins has to inspire them to say that first yes to you. So if they are looking for a solution, and even if they, like I said, don't have a specific solution in mind, if they can envision themselves using your solution because of the images on your pins, because of the words and the phrases and the copy on your pins, or the calls to action, if they're inspired enough and can see themselves using that solution, they're going to click and they're going to engage. And that's that first yes. And then from that point, when they say yes, they're going to expect to go to your world on your website and learn more. And that's where you, as a business owner, have that make or break opportunity to deliver on the promise you put on the pin. So delivering on the value, giving them what they're looking for, but not only that, doing it in a way that's not overly overwhelming, overly distracting, doesn't confuse them, gives them a win, and then ask them to take the next step with you. So that's a call to action. That can be, sign up for my email list, or if you really liked this information, if you found this information helpful, here's where you can get a little more. Here's the next step. And then having that call to action and that path for them to walk is how you get them to say that final yes, where they can then opt in and kind of become more a part of your world on your email list, where you can continue to nurture them.
Yes. And that's so good. And when you talk about that, I particularly heard, and I'm paraphrasing,
Yeah.
but they're going from Pinterest and
Mm-hmm.
you're funneling them
Yep.
to your right website or your email list or your, and I think that's something that people miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one necessarily that you own. And we're
Right.
not saying you as in Jen or you as in Tawana or you as in anybody watching, but Pinterest is another tool, just like Facebook or any other social media platform that we
Mm-hmm.
use, but we don't own it. And so you can use Pinterest to drive people to what you own, which I think I put in like the post for this
Mm-hmm.
this talk about growing a community that you own, or
Yes.
growing, your network, not just people that you just are like, hey, yeah, we do great things
Yep.
together. Your warm leads, your customers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing that I actually, with my clients, I strive to get them independent of the platform. We love Pinterest. It's a tool. It's pulling traffic. But the ultimate goal is to build something that they own, so that if there's significant changes on the platform, if it shuts down for a day, if something happens, they have that community in their email list, and they own that, and they can take that anywhere. And, if I kind of rewind a little bit and go back to when I had a blog, that blog was 100% dependent on Google. It was 100% dependent on the algorithm and the amount that Google was paying out for AdSense at the time. So that strategy, even though I knew I was on to something, that strategy was 100% built on tactics. And that tactics at the time were AdSense and ranking your pages on Google. So when the algorithm changes came, um, you got knocked off of the rankings, and then Google decided to cut the payouts for AdSense,
Wow.
and so you have no control. And
None.
because I didn't build anything or think about it at the time, I lost everything. And so with my clients now, it's like, no, you want to build something that you own,
Yeah.
so that you're not at the mercy, of a platform.
Of a platform. That is
Mhm.
so rich. And while I'm sure there was grave disappointment when that happened to you, right? Because you spent a lot of time, effort, energy, and even money to get that blog, that business, using those tactics, that whole strategy. I'm not even going to pretend I know all about it, right? But using everything that you express to build a business, and you earned money from it. You actually
Mhm.
grew, you had revenue coming in from it. And then all of a sudden, poof,
Mhm.
because someone else changed their mind to make it better
Yep.
for their business. And that's, and then, right. And it has that domino effect. And when you're, when we're using these platforms and we're looking at growing our own communities, these are the reasons why, you often see people have subscribed to my email list, or follow me. Like, yeah, you might reach me here, but follow me here, or look at something over there, or they're funneling us there as customers, so that if a platform changes its mind, their whole business doesn't go out the window. Correct?
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
so significant. And then now, because you have that learning experience, not by philosophy, not because it's ideal to teach, you have personal experience and you know how important it is. And that's something that you make sure your customers incorporate in their strategy. Like,
Yes.
one of the key points I'm hearing, one of the key points of this is that you grow a warm leads, or you grow a following, you grow a community that's attached directly to your business and not dependent on,
Yes.
these other social media
Mhm.
presences.
Yes. Things you're not dependent on what you don't own. Yeah.
Boom. I love that.
Mhm.
So, what are some gems, if you will, drop for us, just high level about Pinterest?
So okay, so some really good ones that I like to like. I love to encourage people, even if, Pinterest is new, it's a new concept, you're not 100% sure, are my people there? Are they not? How do I work it? Whether you're on Pinterest or not, you can utilize it as a tool for your business. It is an amazing research tool. I encourage, like, if I sit down and chat with people, I encourage them, just try it out. You can find some amazing ideas and inspiration, and even maybe some inspiration that you might not have thought of, that your customers, your people are looking for. So if you do research in your niche, Pinterest will tell you what people are looking for. Because,
Mm.
if you do a broad search, let's say you do mindset coaching and you do a broad search over some leadership topics, or some coaching topics, or some mindset topics, Pinterest is going to return some information to you, and they're going to suggest keywords that you can use to refine your search. They're telling you these are the keywords that people are searching for. The pins that come up in the search feed at the top, these are the top pins. People are liking these pins. People are clicking on these pins. So what's so special about them? Look into the content that's on the pin, click on the pin, see what else is out there, and then you can in turn utilize some of that inspiration to generate your own content ideas or other offer ideas that you maybe didn't ever even think of.
Wow.
So that's one of my favorite things, is just whether you're on it or not, you can definitely use it to research for your own business.
That is
So,
so good. What I think, what is one thing that you wish more people knew, that something that you haven't already said? Because this is a lot of things that I believe, like, people are like, wow. Because I know when we met and we started talking about Pinterest and I was asking you questions, I'm like, I would
mhm.
never have thought about using Pinterest as a service-based business. And I think it's just because I have struggles, and I've shared it openly. I have struggles with developing content. Like, it doesn't, I can articulate what I do easily, but creating the content to make a visual of consulting doesn't always come easy to me. And whenever you give me little tips, I'm like,
Yeah,
duh,
yeah,
and so it was just absolutely eye-opening, and it was absolutely so cool to me that you can, the misconception about Pinterest. What is one thing that you're like, I just really wish more people would really take this to heart and apply it for their business as an opportunity?
well, I would say the misconception that, for sure, everybody comes to me with is that Pinterest is for recipes, DIY, crafts, and, weddings, or, in those industries. And so I wish, we all have our personal uses of Pinterest. I use it a lot for my own recipes and along those same lines. But if I step out of my own world, my own use of it, and step into the shoes of my ideal client and customer and think about how they might use it, you'll have a big shift in what you find when you approach the platform. And then not only that, but just the fact of some of the results that, my current clients are getting off the platform, that traffic is real. The results
Yeah.
are real. It does take time, but if you invest in the time and you commit to it for over the long term, and you don't have to do it full time. You don't have to, you do it as much as you can, but be consistent. That traffic is real and it will happen. And that traffic can equal, wherever you want it to, as long as you
Right.
plug it in the right way. So,
Yeah. And without, of course, without disclosing your clients and their particular specific goals or whatnot, when we talk about results, just to help people understand, like, what are some type of results that people can get using Pinterest? Obviously, there's compensation, right? There's the money
mhm,
factor. What are some other, or maybe not result, what are some goals that people have and use Pinterest to reach? How about that?
yes. The biggest one is email list growth, because that growth in that email list is an asset for your business that you can take wherever you go. So, and that long term, if you think about, if you can get, a couple hundred clicks from Pinterest traffic over to your landing page, think for free for organic traffic, how much would you spend in ads to get that? I mean, there's an ads component to Pinterest as well, but
Wow.
that traffic, think about how much those clicks would be worth in ads dollars if you put the time in on the front end to get the organic clicks that are available to you. So the goals, like for email list growth, are huge. I work with other clients that their goals are sales, directly from the platform, traffic to product, like traffic to store, and that is
Mm-hmm.
it. There's no email list in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that is another goal that I'm seeing results with clients as well, where traffic is going to the store and the sales are showing an improvement. So there's
Wow.
different ways you can look at it. And then traffic to building awareness. So if you want to grow a podcast, drive the traffic. That's another,
Pin
avenue to
podcast.
grow your
Pinterest
downloads.
podcast.
Traffic, grow your downloads. You can pull files from your podcast, embed them into a blog. You can repurpose that content and then,
Wow.
grow that funnel on your blog a different way. Traffic to YouTube to so you can grow that awareness. And the traffic from Pinterest to Instagram works really well. If you
Yeah.
if you conduct a lot of networking and you close a lot of sales, say in the DMs on Instagram, traffic to Instagram, so you can get people over to your profile to start following you. So
Wow. That is phenomenal. That is really cool because again, there's this big thing that Pinterest is just to collect nice pictures, nice ideas for whenever and some point in life we plan to use them, right?
yep,
I'm sure people
yep,
have actually implemented some of those Pinterest boards now that we've had to, so much at home life, but just thinking about it for business, particularly as a service-based business, I am just absolutely enamored by the idea of this. And then in knowing you personally, hearing the results, knowing that it can work, right? It can work
hmm
with or without ad spend as well,
yes,
right? Of course, the greater the
yes,
risk, the greater the reward,
hmm
but with or without ad spend. So any business owners out there that's like, oh, I don't yet have the revenue for it,
hmm
you can still use Pinterest. You can
yeah,
still drive your goals to achievement if you do it well. And if you're like, I don't know how to do it, wait, this way.
yeah, that way. Yeah,
Opposite hand.
yes.
you know, Here's your girl, Jen
Yeah.
Des. Jen, let the people know where they can find you.
I spend a lot of time on Instagram, so they can connect
Yes.
directly with me there. My handle is at jen.dice. And then I have a free community as well where I go live, I give tips that I'm just starting up. And that's going to be another place where I am hanging out. And even though I post consistently outside of that group is, if you want a little bit more deep dive training tips, that's my hub where I'm going to be at. So that Facebook group is the Pinterest Sales Funnel Strategy is the name of it, the tag for Facebook, and then it's for unstoppable female entrepreneurs.
I love that. And I'm typing it in. Entrepreneurs. Forgive me, y'all, if I got typos. Let me tell you something.
That's all right. I gave you a long name too.
Whoops. I think I clicked the wrong thing. I made it a ticker instead of a pop-up. But that's okay. You guys see it. It's scrolling at the bottom. If you need to catch it, catch it. Of course, after the live, Jen is going to go and drop her links. That way you can have easy. Feel free to follow Jen on Pinterest. Yeah, she's using Pinterest for sure. She's driving people to Pinterest for sure. She has customers that are clients that are using Pinterest, but check her out on Instagram. Every day she posts something significant, and in her group she goes live and she provides lots of opportunities for those of us who are in business to thrive there as well. So Jen, thank you so much for sharing this information. Like, we need it. People are sleeping on Pinterest, and I'm going to wake up.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This was so fun.
This is fun. And so you all, thank you so much for watching this week's live Transcend with Bootstrap Dreams. And always, there's yet another women support group that you can hop in. You can catch me in Results Driven Strategies for Women Entrepreneurs. It is a group where it's community over competition, and we have strategists, coaches of all kinds, areas expertise going live in that group, teaching, giving you, things that you're just not going to get on an everyday basis, and allowing you to see why you want to work with them to level up your business. That's Jen's business name, by the way. Level Up. So thank you so much for watching this week's live. Join us same time next week, 7:30 Eastern, for another episode, another live talk with Transcend with Bootstrap Dreams. Thank you so much, Jen.
Yes, thank you.